Hello. Welcome back. It's Tuesday, and I woke up thinking it was Wednesday, so I get to spend some lovely time with you folks today. So I'm Brian. Beta Wolf. Hey, Beta Wolf. I wasn't drinking glasses. I don't know. I always thought they kind of make me look like a really ugly Robert Downey Iron Man kind of Tony Stark thing. So I don't know. I when I ordered them, I didn't see that they had orange lenses. So they're computer glasses, which they work. They work okay. I've had several pairs that are like clear, not yellow. So I mean, these are straight up yellow. So I don't know why they are, but they seem to work well enough for my old ass eyes. So yeah. Um, yeah, it's Tuesday, and I mean, you drink. Oh no, I don't drink in those glasses. Yeah, no, my seltzer is pretty much like Mountain Dew. It's clear and it's hard. So hard seltzer. That's all I do. I don't drink. I don't drink in those glasses like that. So yeah, I had a quite interesting weekend. I hope everyone had a good weekend. Yeah, I don't do beer. I Beta Wolf, I can't do beer. I just it tastes like ass. Anyway, so of course I don't do whiskey or anything either. I'm a very bad infosec person. I don't drink. Red wine is about as good as I get on that. And let me shut off my screen here. A little tired. I took my took my walk slash jog at lunch, and it was one of the first days that we've had that didn't suck for air quality up here in the Pacific Northwest with fires and stuff. So I got out and got me a little activity. So yeah. So move that over to a more centralized location there. Okay, good. All right. It might have been better if I'd have had, my microphone up. I was just coming from a meeting, so I'm surprised you could actually hear me. There we go. Okay, that's good. Anyway, uh, yeah. So I don't want to do security stuff today, and I know that it's going to be a turn off, and there's going to be people who are like, I'm here for the security." I think sometimes it's good to just not do security stuff on a stream. And so I was thinking about something recently about how you know it is kind of security, I guess, but I was thinking about how easily things in the news can cause us to just blow up infosec Twitter, and how we get colored by the media even though we try to act like we don't. One of the things that just came up recently was that Bleeping Computer article about TD Bank getting owned, and I saw it at like 10 o'clock at night. First thing I thought of was like, wow, it's complete, mess of garbage or whatever. And you go on Twitter and you've got people are, you know, seeing that and freaking out and what have you, and then the article went away, right? And come to find out, maybe not the same level that everyone else thought it was. And so I find that, and it's not just political stuff either. It's infosec, or you've got people with a hot take on a Medium blog post or what have you, and we, it being October and InfoSec Awareness Month or Cybersecurity Awareness Month, I'm getting no shortage of thought leaders and PR companies, PR weasels sending out, their thought leaders that they're representing to talk about whatever. I think if I go into I've deleted several today, so let me go see what came up. in terms of what the media and what PR people think we need to talk about and think about for InfoSec stuff this month. Let me see. And I'd imagine it's a lot of the same shit that we already talk about all the time because we are a broken record. Interview op, coming back to life, a roadmap. No, that's not it. Protecting your personal data, 3 privacy tips to stay ahead for Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So Darnell Sharpson wants us to talk to somebody from Lookout. I'm sure some white dude. Let me see. Yeah, Hank Schless, senior manager. So yeah. It's a lot like that. It's like, here, October Cybersecurity Awareness Month interview with expert Adam Levin. Great. So we've got another person who wants to come on and talk about how to keep your online data safe at work, home, and travel, top scams of 2022, and how consumers protect themselves and how to avoid scams this holiday season. That's pretty, I get these all the time, but I just noticed an uptick in these at the beginning of October. I don't know who made October Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Maybe the media did that for us too. I don't know. Top scams of 20. Oh, Beta Wolf. Ouch. Yes, that's a bit meta, isn't it? Top scams of 2022, bringing in security expert yeah. But I'm getting a lot of these. The ones I think are funny are like embargoed. It starts with embargoed, and they want to talk to you, and they're like, well, if you want to talk to these people, you can share this information. And I'm like, I can share this information. You sent it to me via email anyway, so I'm going to do what I want. But yeah, there's no shortage of interview ops, but for security folk, there's a couple that came out on strategic, effective leadership. Again, it's probably a white dude who wants to come and talk because that's the good majority of them. Yeah. Oh, good. In his bio, he lives in Arlington, Texas, and is an avid and below average golfer. Yes, that makes me want to bring somebody in to talk about leadership. So yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So yeah, yeah, I know, right? Beta Wolf golf. Yeah. Get out. Yeah, just get out. But yeah, we're definitely not focused on the things that matter apparently in InfoSec in that respect. So why can I not get that? Okay, yeah, we'll worry about that later. But yeah, it happens a lot. So, yeah. So how's everybody doing? Beta Wolf, how was your weekend? Your any bites for being gainfully employed? Seriously, I went out and took my run. I was horking up a couple lungs, and I'm actually tired. So, yeah. I mean, we always get these PR emails all the time. It's just people. I don't know why. I can't imagine being popular enough to be represented by PR people. I don't, and it's rare that I get anybody other than what I assume is a white dude, which is another turnoff. Sometimes I do actually reply to these and say, hey, I'd love to have somebody from this Oregon, but only if it's not a white dude. I don't get any answers back because they probably are a PR company and they're shilling for this person that is trying to get speaking engagements and not for the company itself. So, yeah, it's good times. So, you know what? I have something. It's just it really is not. Let me got to set that up. I'm gonna set up my 2-camera setup because I had an idea and then I decided to not do it, and then I was like, screw it, let's go ahead and do it. And we're gonna unbox something, which I've never done on here before, so we'll see what happens. As many of you know, or don't, I kickstart things, a lot of things, and mostly RPG related items. If there's an electronic PDF or something, I'm on it. I enjoy it. So, a long time ago, I kickstarted this thing, and I'm on the side here, not in the camera, so apologies if you're just joining. I kickstarted this thing, and I totally forgot that I was getting it. And then one day it showed up in my bag, in my mailbox, a really big box. So it's right here. So I'm going to turn on my GoPro so I can use my 2-camera view. Boy, I already lost a viewer. Damn. Well, it is what it is. So let me get that here and that here. No, I did this earlier and better. There we go. All right. So how many of you kickstart things? By the way, your screen is original TOS sized. TOS sized? The original series, Star Trek, the original series. Well, I hadn't made it larger, but I was actually going to shrink up my my main screen so that I can use my webcam. Okay, so that's going to work because I got my GoPro on here. There we go. Nice. Hey, Chemisec, how you doing? So there's me. There's my GoPro. I may have to. All right. So anyway, just this is I kickstarted this, and it's called Star Realms. It's a card game system, very similar to Magic and the Pokemons and whatever. It's the Deluxe Nova Collection. So what you can see there. Yeah, I got a GoPro. So there's me. Hi. And there's my camera and my setup and stuff, and everything that's going on. So I actually have because I'm an idiot. I had a GoPro 6 that was busted. It wouldn't work anymore, wouldn't power on. And so I bought a GoPro 8, and then I found out online that, GoPro 6s, crap the bed regularly. Call up customer support, and you have a lifetime warranty, and they'll replace it. So I was like, hey, and then they made me dig down inside where the battery part was to get a serial number. And I had to stick my fingers down in there and the little spindly little thing. Finally got it to them, and they sent me a brand new GoPro 8, which came at the same day that I bought this one here. So I have two GoPro 8s, blacks. They both work really well. I have the GoPro webcam thing set up. So anyway, ideally, once I decide I want to stop. No, Beta Wolf. No, this is mine. No. Cannot have. So I don't normally do physical rewards for my Kickstarters. And for whatever reason, I thought this was going to be like a PDF, not a PDF, but like an application kind of thing. I must have ordered it a couple years ago, but I would never actually expect to get anything physical. And worse, I don't expect to get anything physical that is going to be good. Most of the things that I've done physical has gone to shit. So I also don't buy books. I always get the PDFs if the RPGs are in a PDF format. So this is a fairly decent sized box, which the other thing I was like, oh my God, it's a big ass box. But you start seeing why when they do this. So the rule book is similar sized. It's like mega sized Deluxe Realms. It's futuristic space. The artwork looks really nice. I mean, they did a really good job. Oh, by the way, just for those of you who are asking, I paid for this my own money, so it's my own opinions. They're not, the GoPro is, oh, crap. I suck. Okay, there we go. Okay, turn off studio mode. There we go. So it's a pretty decent sized box. It's pretty big, as I showed before. It's called Wise Wizard Games, but this box is ginormous. So my cell phone for my cell phone for scale. This is 6 inch. So I mean it's fairly big. So Star Realms, the instructions are in here. It's a collectible card game. I have another one called Shards of Infinity, which is a collaborative one. So it's like you don't have to have the decks like with Magic the Gathering or what have you. I have my green black deck or I have my white red deck or what have you. Shards of Infinity, it's like you all have the same cards. You just get dealt them. So you just pick a faction pretty much. Riskier version of banana. No, Kimisek, no banana for scale. If what I'm thinking about bananas is what you're talking about. So I have a table of contents. They show you the contents and you'll see as we go in here. Here's the board. The board. So the only thing is, it does have a one-player version because poor me, I'm all by myself and I don't have people who play games with me. So so this is the board game or the game board anyway. Nice art. I mean, look at the art's pretty sweet. Definitely professional looking art. Different factions on the board, of course. You've got your various. It looks like Texas Hold'em. So you've got the flop. You have the flop, and then the turn card in the river. And then two things here that say trade deck. Give a sec. Not talking about that for once. Your mind wasn't in the. Okay. Yeah. So the other thing is it's reversible. So you can either have the side with all the fancy art on it, or you can have a bit more of a subdued version with the flop, the turn and the river, and then two others, if you will. This would actually make it a very effective, Texas Hold'em board if you wanted to play like that. If you wanted to go that route. So. So this is the board game, and when I opened this, the first thing I was like, "Why all the space?" And then I realized, expansions, right? Yeah. So here's some of the cards. These are the cards that it came with, and they actually spent a couple years trying to get the foil on it. Now, literally, I have not taken these out of the original foil because I have card protectors I want to put on them, but I have yet to finish those up. So they have some card or deck. The artwork is pretty nice on these. So they have like these things you just, you can separate your decks between, sent things. So you're going to be able to put those in like that. Here's all your tokens, and then, here's all your sideboards, and then, your whatever gambits are. I literally have not read the instructions on this, but the idea is you're going to have thousands of cards in here across these two. They have explorers, trade deck, personal decks 1 through 6. So you can customize your decks. I'm assuming at some point you will be able to do that. But yeah, it's just then you have counters. It's pretty heavy grade cardboard. It's not bad. I mean, the ones for Shards of Infinity are a bit more fiddly, but you've got your counter all the way up to 99 in this case, and then you flip it over on the other side and it's got your all the way up to 199. I'm not exactly sure how many points are 199, if that's any good or not, but Kimisek, I haven't played Magic the Gathering since high school, so it'd be like 1997. I mean, it was like first or second edition, and my cards are somewhere in the ether. I have no idea where they were. I think I had like a green. I think I had a really shitty blink green blue deck or whatever. I had 4 or 5 Black Lotuses in there that I've probably gotten rid of. So I'm just kidding. For those of you in the know about the Black Lotus stuff, I would have been setting on. That's like one of those things where it's like I was a millionaire until my mother threw out my baseball cards. Actually, Kimisek, I would love to play this with folk or Shards of Infinity. I think you can play them online. I have to figure out where that is. I'm not sure that you can actually do that with it. Add 4 or 5 Black Lotuses, Kimisek. It's fine. It's all good. But yeah, I mean, these the cards they look very nice. So these are pod tokens. So these are the blob people. There's various factions. So if you go to the last page on here, and I think you can buy this now. So they have the blob story. So they talk about these mysterious creatures, first alien life forms encountered by the human race. They're evil, but then, now some of the factions of the blobs actually trade with humans. You have the Trade Federation, which are not the folks from Star Wars, I'd imagine. Different, in many respects. They have the Star Empire, not to be confused with the Empire. And then you have the Machine Cult. Interesting faction there. And so they have different ways of playing. The artwork. Oh, that's a pretty picture. I like that. Yeah, that's nice. The artwork is stunning. I do appreciate these. And these actually have some foil cards. I believe this one has a limited edition cards because, like I said, I bought these, I guess, thinking that I was going to be, playing like a mobile player or something like that. So they have various formats. You have a 2-player, 3 to 6 players, 3 to 6 players. Oh, so apparently these are authority scores. These boards must be authority things, which is why they say each team starts with 100 authority. Each team starts with a 100 authority in this case. So at some point I'm going to have to hook up my wireless mics as well, but it's going to cause a delay because they do. There is a 1-player option, which I do believe, and then they have bosses, so they have like raid bosses and stuff. So. Where is it here? See, here's tokens. Tokens are standard size cards that have game art on both sides. They do not have Star Realms logos on their backs. Secret Outposts and 7 pod tokens. Hidden Gambit plus Secret Outposts. The art is very lovely. I mean, they obviously, these are heroes. These are optional. Try them after you've played a few games. So these add, so there you can play with or without heroes. There's different. These are I would imagine be like special cards. They're similar to what I've seen with other systems that do cooperative game design. So yeah, here's your icon reference. These are the 4 here, and then you've got authority, combat, trade, and scrap, and outposts, and then defense, bases defense. So. Wow. Yeah. Oh, I'm loving some of this. I would almost say it's AI art, but it's definitely looks nice. Look, this looks like some kind of ring city. They have some kind of ring habitat or something like that here in the future or the far. I'm imagining this is the far future. I wonder where's the 1-player stuff. I thought they said it was a 1-player bit. So there's different phases. You have main phase, discard phase. A lot of my writer and artist friends are not happy with the way AI is going. Beta Wolf, I don't want to lie to you. I went to Midjourney, as much as I hate to admit that I did that. As a matter of fact, I'm on their Discord right now, and I was playing around with various things because what I wanted to do is try to see if it was possible to even make logos in there. Apparently it is, but I don't know enough to do that. Hey, Digital Warhead, what's up? We're not overly talking about security stuff, but we're always talking about something there. Kimisek says, I'm looking at all of the students requesting my tutoring services. Too many of them are asking for help with R. R, you mean like R statistics, Kimisek? Python statistics using R? Let me see, where's the discard phase? Rust. No, R is a statistics thing. Kimisek will answer here in a second. I thought there was a 1-person playing option on this, but apparently I am wrong, and I need to find I don't think the other voices in my head count as another person. So they say standard is 2 people randomly determine which player is going first. That player gets a 3-card starting hand. Other player gets a 5-card starting hand. Not Rust. Okay. Oh, our studio. Oh, our studio. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, here it is, solo and cooperative. There we go. So players can battle against the game using challenge boards. So, okay, so you have challenges. So in this case, the Nemesis Beast is one of the challenges. Challenge boards included in this set allow you to play by yourself or on a team with your friends against the game. And each challenge you'll be fighting against a different bad guy known as the boss. You can use normal Star Realms rules for hand size, acquiring cards, combat, etc. Okay, that's pretty sweet. Mulliganing the trade row. Mulliganing. I didn't even know that was a term. There you go. Challenge difficulty levels. There are 4 difficulty levels for each challenge. Challenges are designed to be tough for experienced player at veteran levels. So you may want to start out on beginner or intermediate and work your way up from there. Oh, okay. It might be fun to try. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, 3-on-3. Wow. So they've really done their due diligence and tried to create a game that works for up to 6 players to make this work. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to dig this out maybe in the next couple weeks or so, depending on if I can. I'm gonna be in San Diego in a couple weeks, but my wife is going to be out in Vegas, so the weekend after I get back, like the weekend of the 28th, I think, is going to be pretty much me and my daughter, so I might be able to set up some sort of thing to make this happen. But yeah, I mean, let me see. So yeah, let me see, what's this? Oh, Scouts, so you can see the kind of the shininess on, oh, now the camera and the overlap here, but there's like a kind of, oh, there you go, kind of solarization on that. Pardon my shoes and my book on Azure pen testing, which is right there. But yeah, you can see the solarization on those. They actually caused them quite a bit of a delay getting this out to players and people because of delays making that happen. So. But it looks like a cool game. There's another game I have called Shards of Infinity. I picked up all the expansions for that. I don't know if they're going to have any more expansions for that one, but it's a cool game too. It's definitely one where, there's some strategy involved, but yeah, it's not a bad little game. So yeah, I don't normally kickstart physical objects. Now, if you looked at my backer kit, I am I kickstart a lot of stuff, and it happens. But cool little box. Well, cool little box. I mean, it is a big ass box, but I'm expecting there to be tons of expansions for that in the future. So we'll see what happens to that. And oh, there I am. Ooh, where's my mouse? There it is. Okay, and we'll turn that off. All right. Well, it's good to know that my GoPro setup works. Yeah. So Chemisec, why are they? So we can talk about the Star Realms later, but why are they asking for RStudio? What will tell them about RStudio? RStudio, and let me switch it over to small camera, big browser. There we go. Data science. Oh, well, yeah, okay. I knew R was for programming language for statistical computing and graphics. So, but yeah, that makes sense. What are they wanting to know about statistics? I mean, there's a couple of folks on Twitch that do big data, like what's his name? I was following them up. Okay, pause that. It was, let me see, who is it? Yeah, Nick Wan, data science guy. He does a lot of data science stuff. Nick Wan does. talking about various items. You might want to send your tutoring students over there. I want to say, yeah, I think they do tend to watch some baseball games or something at times and do. Okay, so they're taking stats courses require R coding. Yeah. Yeah, I know even less about R coding than I do. Mostly business statistics. Okay. Well, it sounds fun. Maybe. I'm lying. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't sound good at all. Um, I mean, it's metrics, right? But from a different point of view, or if you're analyzing, information. Big data is in more places than we ever thought possible. We were watching a football game the other day, and they had who was that? What was it during the Ravens game? I think they actually had a picture of three guys sitting up in this really small. Let me turn off my GoPro. There we go. There we go. Three guys sitting up in the stand, not stands, but in the like one of the boxes or something, and they're like, "There's our data scientist guys," and I was like, "Yep, they look exactly like data scientist folks." If they'd had lab coats on, I would have expected them to, be like professors or something. But yeah, it was obvious that they weren't there rooting for either team. So Kimisek says, I mean, I like that I have the business coming in and I can tutor stats and R, but I don't like tutoring the R part. Much prefer Excel, Python, MATLAB, or even SQL. Everything comes down to Excel, doesn't it, Kimisek? They have a lot of folks that to do that. So before I move along to whatever it is I had planned on, because I was expecting the unboxing to last even longer. Star Realms, cool stuff. It seems like they really care. It's a nice quality looking product, and they didn't pay me to say that. I paid them to get a copy of that. So I fully expect there to be more expansions for that coming out. And I look forward to trying it maybe as a single player kind of thing in the future. So maybe we'll do an actual play of me trying to all by myself, that kind of thing. But I have to temper that by what we're doing with future stuff. I'm starting class with Harvard Business School in about a week, taking organizational leadership. So do not be surprised if you come on here and there's me talking about some of the class and some of the things for organizational leadership, because I am making a concerted effort to my next job not be directly involved in InfoSec. I don't want to say I've learned everything I can. I just I've already changed careers once in my career in the last 5 years, and it feels like I need to. If you need to take Kimisek's going to tutor me on stats. No, I don't think the Harvard Business School stuff needs stats. Unless it's how to calculate your golden parachute if your site gets breached or something. I can calculate my. Let me see. Well, there you go. I don't know how I clicked on that, Kimisek, but there it is. Business analytics. What you can't see is my middle finger, and I don't want to get reported for that. So. There's your business analytics, Kimisek. Oh my God. I hadn't even wanted to click on that. I'm actually taking this one here. But if I take a couple of the other ones, and I've actually heard good things about these courses from a friend of mine I talked with a few days ago who works in L&D. The majority of my students are strangely enough in statistics, and most of the stat students are business stats. Oh, that makes sense. He's just going for business math. Hey, Lady P, what's up? So yeah, I don't know about negotiation mastery because I don't know about that one. I figure these are, if leadership principles, maybe management essentials and organizational leadership, and then I'll, Are you kidding? Due to work? I just came from a meeting where I was like 2 minutes late here on the show too. So don't worry, Lady P. It's all good. But yeah, I'm taking this one, which is 4 to 6 weeks long, or 6 to 8 hours a week, which 6 to 8 hours is not a lot. I mean, that just means I post less on Twitter, which I'm already starting to do because, again, to add to the InfoSec funk that I'm in, I'm also kind of like not on Twitter. It's funny. I have the most popular tweet I've ever had was me talking about how I said meow to my cat during a meeting. I mean, I have 283 likes. I don't get likes on Twitter because I'm boring as shit. But apparently, this one's making waves. I don't know why. I was literally in a meeting, and my cat was in there yowling, and I went meow, meow, and all of a sudden you hear, Brian, is that you? And I was like, yeah. I was talking to my cat. And afterwards, my boss said, hey, I talk to my pets too. I just don't do it when I'm not muted. So I was like, well, okay, great. And apparently it's making the rounds, which is like literally 10 years of tweets. And this is the most popular I've ever been. That includes every week when I post podcasts. It's just really awful. Beta Wolf's going to run. Are you meaning that figuratively or literally, Beta Wolf? Enjoy your commute, if so. But, yeah. Oh, yeah. My worry is, I think they said that the one thing that bothers me, Kimisek, is I think they said these classes require a final exam, and I'm hoping to God that there's not like a Pearson VUE kind of bullshit thing for this. I'm okay with taking tests, just not fucking Pearson VUE because they're just awful. So, but yeah, it sucks that this was the most popular tweet I've ever had ever, and it's only 283. I mean, other people are, several thousand or whatever. So, but yeah, it's just one of those things that it is. So, yeah, I don't want to talk about that at all. So how's everyone doing? How was your weekends? Kimisek, how'd you do? How was your weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Was it short? Kimisek says there's probably something like needing to log into your portal through Respondus Lockdown. Respondus Lockdown? That sounds like Latin for, Locus Downicus or something like that. Is I don't know what that's all about. Is that an actual software application? It's probably some edusec thing that runs in Java and Flash. So yeah, Lady PB. Oh, I could have thought it, man. That's excellent, Lady P. I should have said that. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, Respondicus, Lockdownicus, or something. Swish and flick. But yeah, I was. We watch football because we are a football family here, and watching the Chargers and watching the Seahawks and whatever. And some of them hits are violent. It's a specific browser designed to lock everything out while it's opened, used for testing, taking remotely to prevent the ability to Google stuff or open a PDF. Huh. Oh, there it is. Oh, this looks like ass. Lockdown browser, custom browser that blocks the testing environment within the learning and management system. Used at over 2,000 higher educational institutions. Oh, good. Yeah, no shit, Kimisek. The Mariners are in the playoffs. The Padres are in the playoffs. I used to go to the Petco. And before that, I went to a couple games at the Murph or at Qualcomm Stadium when it was dual use for the Chargers and the Padres. and watch those games. But it was like the Padres, the Mariners and the Padres, I think had similar jokes. It was like you can't get a beer at Petco Park in October. That was because they were never at in the playoffs to enjoy getting a beer at the park. Team I care about fell flat on their faces early in the season. Are you a Cubs fan, Kim and Sek? You Cubs fan? More of that malware. So Lady P says more of the malware schools expect you to Diamondbacks. Oh, okay. More of the malware they expect you to install these days. Want me to run that junk? You're going to need to send me a disposable computer. Yeah. What's interesting is you have to also pay for the ability to be locked down. Oh my God. Well, it's not expensive. It's about $1 a student. Wow. It actually the licensing gets better as they go up. So 40,000 students is obviously like 30 cents a student or something like that versus 1 to 2,000. So wow. Yeah, I during the pandemic I tried to get my PMP certification. Universities pay for the licenses, it's free to the students. Oh wow, that's great. It's a browser I can't do shit with. Great. Yeah. No, I get it, Chemisec. Students have to be able to take tests somehow, especially if they're remote. So that makes sense. I may be railing against whatever technology they make me do the final test with or tests with at Harvard soon enough. So, yeah, I took the first test for my PMP in February of 2020, just when, the whole thing with the pandemic was happening. And I actually sat in Pearson VUE's offices to take it, and I did not pass. And then it was like 4 months later. I mean, we were right in the middle of all that shit with COVID. And I believe it was on the same day that the seniors in the local high school were doing their car parade thing. So I'm sitting at my desk, because I was still sitting at that time, trying to do the test. And, it's one of those things. I was reading the question to myself. They had me clear off all my desk, and they had me, scan the room with the laptops to show there's nothing here. And, you had to sit so that they could see you and everything. And I'm sitting here, I'm reading, I'm sitting here reading like this. I was like, to receive a quote for a formal price, to receive formal price quote email, sales at Respondus, and include your institute. And then I hear something over my speakers go, stop talking out loud. And I was like, oh my God, seriously. And then I was like, I stopped saying it out loud. And I was like, I was reading, and I guess my lips were moving. And the same lady comes on, and she's old as dirt probably. But she just basically said, this is your second warning. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do fucking wrong? Stressful enough as it is, it was a PMP cert, but, yeah, exactly. Digital Warhead. Completely agree with you there that, drives me nuts with those tests too. Cause it's like, it helps me process, because sometimes I get confused with the questions. So yeah, I failed the second time as well. They don't want you reading out loud in case there's a recording device and you can record the entire test. Yeah, Digital, they scanned my entire freaking room. And that was at that point, that was around the same time that I think I saw several tweets from folks saying that, their law school was using Pearson VUE, and, internet went down, so they failed. And it was like a $4,000 test or something to take the bar exam. And, there were other things that they were having issues with, but Pearson VUE was having to take it on the chin because they were, not, you were also yelled at for highlighting text? Really? Now, I've never been hit for that, but yeah, I wonder what they do to lock down the browser. I'd imagine this is some kind of Chrome OS kind of thing. I wonder what would happen if you use Linux or something. Trying to see if it'll run where it will run. Turn on the lockdown browser setting. Oh, is this a browser plugin? Ew. Oh, Schoology. Oh, my daughter has Schoology on her laptop. I never actually looked into its backbone. Yeah. My daughter's got Schoology at her office, or her school. I think they had Blackboard at one time. Ew, these are awful systems. It's not a oh, okay, so it's an actual browser. Okay. Using lockdown with a video conferencing system. Ew. Okay. Locks down the computer while instructors watch students by video conference. I can't imagine going to school in elementary or middle or high school and having to have your camera on all the time so that a teacher can make sure that you're actually staring at the screen all the time. I don't know how my daughter did it, to be honest. Oh, it's in its own browser. It works on Mac and Windows. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine how my daughter made it through 2 years of high school with, a requirement that the camera must be on to do something. Yeah, it's ugly. It's just ugly. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I didn't shut the door. I know. Come here. I know, baby. I know. Yes. Tell people that I was the one you were talking to the other day. Yeah. Yes. There's my baby. That's Mama Kitty. Now. Are you okay? You are? Yeah. Say hey to the internet. You're going to get me like ones of viewers. You know that? Yeah. Oh, no. She does like being picked up. She's just, Daddy used to sit down and she used to sit on his lap all day working. Now that he's stood up, it's not the same. So I know, Mama. All right. There you go. Now she won't go away. So what? Meow. I know, right? What? Meow. No, no. So Lady P, she's the lightest of the three. My poor boy, he weighs a metric ass ton. She's the mother of the other two, and she weighs about 10, 12 pounds. So we just had them weighed a couple weeks ago. And yeah, she would be she already sits on my chest when I'm sleeping, like right here. She hasn't figured out that Daddy doesn't like 12 pounds on his chest for hours at a time. But yeah, yeah, I'm just furniture for the cat. So anytime I'm sitting down on my chair and the minute I bring my laptop up, she has to be like right there in front of me between that. So, Beta Wolf was talking earlier about some of the AI stuff, and it's fortuitous that Lady P is here as well. I was working on, actually, let me see. Where is that? No, that's not it. I have now officially more Discords than I ever had for Twitters. Tech Coffee, where is it? Those are security related ones. Let's see. Midjourney, there it is. Catbeard. Oh, I'd love to do Catbeard, but yeah, my boy, he likes to headbutt or he'll rub his nose on me, which is kind of gross. And Discord, yeah. Oh, okay. Studio mode. There we go. Add another window. We'll call it Discord. No, God. All right, I have to get a new keyboard. For whatever reason, this Bluetooth keyboard will Discord dash UI. Okay. And then, yeah, there we go. Oh, well, this was incredibly big. All right. So, there we go. I'm doing my little transition thing there. Boink. There you go. So, I was actually in some of these, and I get it. So, the AI stuff, pissing off artists and things like that. Some, I don't know. So, like this one here, I don't know how they're making these things happen, because I can't make any of these do this. These descriptions or what have you. I mean, you've got a freaking astronaut on some kind of, well, this one looks like ET, but dandelions with other dandelions. I mean, some of the stuff is just straight out of a weird acid trip. But I was just trying to create a logo, so I can go in, and it's super easy. But I can understand why you need to be an AI whisperer. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, well, apparently this Midjourney, this cat person is killing it with that. But so I was just futzing around with this, and I was like, logo, weasel, blue, in space. I don't know. So it works. I'm creating a logo of a blue weasel in space. I don't even know what it's going to look like. Uh-oh. Oh, this might actually be, because what I was doing was I was like, well, the logo that we have now for BreakSec. Oh, interesting. Okay. That was completely off the cuff. I just picked a handful of things now. I don't know what that is, but oh well, that looks kind of weird. A blue space weasel, I guess. These are definitely interesting. See now, I mean, they put furry fandom and they get this. And I put a logo of a blue weasel in space, and I get. Actually, that one's not too bad. I could that one, but I understand the whole point of. So Kimisek, I don't know if you've been following on the Discord, but Lady P's been doing some deep fakes audio of me, where she's using my voice of me saying things over the past 9 years and numerous streams here to sound like me. And I think she's added a couple of them in the normal chat. I didn't have a problem with it, as a matter of fact, because to be honest, the only thing that was out of the ordinary was she actually asked me if I was okay with it. There are a lot of folks. Oh, Junior must be driving the van outside. There are numerous people out there with setups as powerful as Lady P's or more powerful, arguably, that are doing worse things with them. I trust Lady P enough that I know that she's not going to do anything evil with my stuff. But I know that is the future. That is going to be the future. We're already seeing, we've seen, pixels of Peter Cushing in Rogue One. I mean, we're going to see those kinds of things. I mean, as long as somebody's, I don't know how we can stop it except just gain better knowledge of it and how we can make, understand that those are deep fakes, but it goes to trust. And I think Lady P and I were talking about that as well. If you don't know me from Adam, if you don't know me, yes, you did give my plan away to Miss Berlin. It was pretty good. That was pretty good. The only problem is I have given it away more than once to Miss Berlin. So yeah. Anyway, so but it's going it's going to cause trust issues, right? I mean, we're going to have um, um, one sec. I can't even spell shit right. There we go. Doink. I wanted to update that. Okay. Oh, that's me either. Oh, only 10 tags at a time. Oh, okay. There we go. Done. So it's going to I wouldn't say erode, but it's going to have to be, we're going to have to define, I think, our trust. How we trust people or we don't trust people. I mean, there are deep fakes out there of certain presidents saying things, and they're fairly obvious that person is saying that. But if you didn't know that person, and that's the first thing you've seen from them, and it happens to be a fake, whatever, you're going to have trust issues with them when you it's going to be harder to figure out what's real and what's fake, right? Lady P says, so about AI generated art, collaging is an accepted art. If you use AI for inspiration or as the initial part of a piece, then continues to add to your own artistic notation, is that any different from collaging? That's true. That's fair. I want to believe that the reason that that artists and creators have issue with the AI parts is it's taking the way they do stuff, their specific style, like an Andy Warhol, if you will, or a Rembrandt, or somebody who has a very specific Garfield. Maybe if you could make a Mid-Journey in the form of a let's fuck around with this. Let's do a variation on number 4. So the one things I have learned is you can make a better resolution with the upscale. You can actually take one of the specific ones you like and like do a variation of it. So I think I'm getting a variation down here. Again, I'm not very good at this at all, but my thing is, I don't want to say imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but it kind of is. If the AI is trained on your art, I think as long as the AI could say, hey, this is, based on the artwork of Rembrandt or, Joe Bob Billy at twistedart.org or something like that. Or maybe, I had something earlier. It was, I really wish I'd write these things down because it did seem very insightful. I think you could still give attribution if it is art inspired by somebody or something. And they have actual requirements on their site here. It's like, don't be a dickbag. Don't, be super violent, be kind and respectful. Don't create images or use text prompts that are disrespectful, aggressive, or abusive. Violence and harassment will not be tolerated. No content or gore. And avoid making visually shocking or disturbing content. My guess is some of these rules are to make sure that their AI doesn't go completely bell-shaped and start, putting out a weasel, and then it's like, Lemon Winks or something like that. Mid-Journey has very limited artistic knowledge. I could do your weasel in space in the style of Jim Davis with Stable Diffusion. Now, Lady P, very big reminder that I just threw up a bunch of stuff there. So I'm actually surprised, because what I was futzing around with the other day was I was trying to do Imagine, and then it was what I was trying to do was create a logo. So logo, blue, knight, helm, and then I was going to add some more stuff to it at the end, like sword in the background or whatever. But I can't. It comes out looking like a football helmet, and I was like, I could not figure out how to make that shit work. That's actually pretty cool. Space Weasel. That's pretty sweet. Yeah. So the helmets or the helms that they use here are they're lacking. So I mean, they just look weird. I did make some interesting ones a while ago here. Some of them looked kind of like Optimus Prime kind of helmets. Oh, cool. Okay. So, ah, eh, Jesse on our Slack got a ticket to HushCon and was going to that CyberMed conference that I posted up in our Slack channel. He thinks the cons will teach him more. So, yeah, I mean, some of this, wow, no, that's kind of cool. That's not awful. That one looks kind of like an inverted smile, but huh. Let's poke it. Let's poke at number 3 a little bit here. Variation on number 3. So Lady P, I had the perverse pleasure of just watching some of these as they were going along. I mean, some of these get fairly, in depth. I mean, look at some of these. I mean, I thought some of these were fairly cool. I mean, somebody made this by just using words, you know. Um, Omniscient God. That's quite interesting, I guess. Of course, it's faceless, genderless, kind of washed out colors, but it's obviously somebody has put some thought into some of the styles and what they were going to be putting in here. Onion Man. There's Onion Man, Onion King. A character who's an Onion King. Oh, character who's an Onion King. He is cute and has a crown. Okay. Yeah, when I was futzing around with this the other day, I was just going down through this, and I was like, some of these are amazing that they can make this with just these kind of answers. So I mean, look, so this person started out with Onion King, is cute and have a mustache. The examples are strikingly different, and some of these, yeah, like this, World on Fire. I mean, I'm just amazed at how you can do that with just so few a thing. So, turn off the. Let me see. Where's my variations? Okay. So I mean I'm not doing something properly with the helmets because they don't look very helmety. They all kind of look cylindrical. There's no. I mean, you've got a couple of eye guards things. Sometimes you don't. Kimisek says, well, glad companies are beginning to send rejection emails instead of ghosting more frequently. Yeah, I mean, there's so many. So Kimisek, with regards to jobs and stuff, there's so much email automation out there. All they have to do is, click apply or decline in the HR system of Workday or what have you. Yeah, and the rejection emails are like, dear applicant. They're already form fitted and set up very much like how a post from a recruiter goes or something. So let me see. Yeah, so I was trying to create a new logo because I was like, the last one we made, we paid like $250 for it, and we found out that it was pretty much just somebody who took some clip art, which I believe our logo is also shared by some high schools somewhere. And I was like, well, maybe I can make something that doesn't suck, and play around with some things. So I was looking at Knight, Blue Knight, with a cool sword fighting. Background, Starry Night. Sky with lightning. And I mean, I'm doing fuck all, but right, it's like you can just sit here and do this all day. It doesn't cost anything. Prompts for my avatars look more like a comic book illustration of a fire goddess with long flowing red hair by Carney Griffiths. Oh, by Carney Griffiths. wearing a dark green cloak, holding a ball of fire, detail trending in ArtStation. Trending in ArtStation. Yeah, see, I wondered if adding, I think a couple of the things that, oh my, I'm going to have an interesting picture. My thing is, there's several things up here that I could have just, copy pasted or taken screenshots of. And it's like, I don't know what the rights, if there are any rights to these. Like if I was like, oh, this looks nice, I'm just going to, go ahead and take a screenshot of this, boom, screenshot taken, now I've got a screenshot of this picture and I can just, take these. So it's like, oh, I'm looking for RPG characters. Okay, let me just, scroll up through here. And I think that's what some of the people have complained about, especially from an AI point of view. A lot of people who do things for like AI and art like that is getting the shaft on that, right? Only allows republication on a paid account. Okay, so I would find a logo I would like, and then pay for the account. Wow, that looks a little weird, like the sword's coming out of his helmet. But damn, that doesn't actually look too bad. That one's a little janky. Was that done? Is that done? Yeah, okay. I don't know. I think there's still going to be a place for it, because I know people like I've been a fan of Ryan's since before we were working on these things. He's been creating art like this for years, and all he does is he goes in, he's generating it himself. Oh wait, my bad. Turn off the Discord. One sec. There's a damn Discord. There we go. So, you've got, you got things like this on Digital Blasphemy that he does. He's known for the neon mushrooms. I don't know if any of you've seen this. Yeah, so he's known for the fluorescence thing. Actually, I believe he had to send out a C&D because there was a video game that started this. Your Discord. Okay, my bad. There we go. Sorry about that. Thank you, Lady P. Using studio mode just kind of confuses me sometimes. But yeah, so they have, I forgot when I made the change. So, so yeah, there's, he's been doing this stuff for years. And I mean, I've been a lifetime member of his since, I think I was on Diego Garcia and I paid $99, which I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm spending that much money. But, he's all kinds of stuff that he's got available, and he's rendering this in, real time on a machine that is far more powerful than mine. He's building this himself. I mean, I'm not getting the perfect results immediately here, even though some of these are starting to look pretty badass. I can't hate on these. That's pretty good. Maybe I get a variation on one. Let's do a variation on one. That is pretty sweet. I'm just throwing shit out there, and it's happening, right? So, but yeah, there's I think that there's still going to be. Nope, I think I'm going to say it. The AI stuff, I see how people would see that it cheapens the experience. Like art should be something you suffer over, or something like this. And this is clearly making somebody who can't draw a straight line like myself able to create things. So I've got something that looks like a Dalek with a sword coming out of its hand. Well, let's upscale number 3. Let's see what upscaling number 3 looks like. I am completely talentless, and I'm making things. Sorry, let me pull back up the Discord. So there's the, I mean, it's not perfect, but I made that. I'm kind of proud of that. So yeah, I can't. Yeah. Right. Lady P's absolutely correct. We imitated other artists. I mean, people try to paint the water lilies or Starry Night or what have you. I think the thing is that some artists believe that what in the hell is going on now? What is this? Okay, well, maybe it'll be better in a second. I think that's pretty sweet though. It's really nice. Yeah, Ryan has his own thing. He does his own thing with these things. You know, he makes money off of this. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I mean, he's got, you know, he makes all kinds of things rendered that way. I tend to like, oh, that was not bad at all. Anyway, sorry, I was going, let's see what, yeah, you know, it's nice when it's in smaller, but once you kind of zoom in on it, yeah. So it's maybe it got Starry Night and Starry Knight wrong or mixed up. Maybe less is more. Maybe I just copy. Oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, gonna have to get a new keyboard because this one's garbage. Fighting a Black Knight. So yeah, I've been talking to, you know, some learning and development folks about expanding my horizons. If you have an image you like, save the seed and prompt. With both the seed and prompt, you can reproduce it at any time. What do you mean, like the seed and the prompt? You mean I don't see a seed or a prompt on this there, Lady P. Am I missing something? Is there something light upscale redo? No. Wait a minute. What the hell is going on with my Blue Knight? What is he doing to the Black Knight down here? I don't only find. Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, of course, you know, it's not going to stop somebody from, you know, Control Shift Z. I just made a screenshot of something. I'm going to move along or what have you. I don't know why my Blue Knight is on the top on the. I don't get it. Yeah, see, some of these are just garbage. Maybe I recast it again. Re-rolling. There we go. But I could definitely see this if you were trying to create an RPG character and you want to spend $300 on a character that may last like 2 sessions. You know, why would I want to spend that money on a character? I don't get attached to my RPG characters like, you know, some people that, you know, tweet out, oh, I need to have a break after you know, a RPG session because it's just so stressful. I'm like, I play to have fun. You know, I moved to Stable Diffusion running locally. Huh. So so Lady P, you train it. Hey, Super Lolly, what's going on? We're not talking about security so much today. We're just kind of talking about AI stuff. I wonder what would have picture of Brian Break, you know, in tidy whities. I don't know. Oh, we're gonna get 2 knights fighting. Looks like soon on this render. So that's kind of cool. Let me go look at number 1 here. Okay, so we got 2 knights. Yeah, they're fighting one another. I've got an armless knight with a sword coming out of it. That's kind of cool. Kind of a sword arm kind of thing, you know. Oh my god. Okay, so number 4 is a much larger knight. Super Lolly says we can talk about both AI and security. How well do you guys know Darktrace? The company? I don't know Darktrace. Let's see. Ah, I see. Stable Diffusion. Is it, dare I ask, Lady P, is it free? Let me turn off my Discord UI. There we go. Darktrace. Okay, are they the Pew Pew map people? Because they kind of suck, right? Yeah. Okay, so they were at Gartner's. Okay, so yeah. Oh, they're adding AI to attack resistance. Ooh, yeah, hackeroni. Yeah, I thought they were the Pew Pew map people. Maybe I'm wrong about that. So yeah, according to Lady P, they're garbage. So um, I seem to remember that they were one of the first that I remember who were implementing the AI stuff. Let me see, Dark Trace. Not good. Can't think of anything else here. So somebody said, "Oh, here's a review from 4 years ago." So Super Lolly, take this for a grain of salt, if you will. I don't know if it's positive or negative here, so we'll scroll through. Initial interface, where you select your alerts, is triggered by Darkface. And again, remember, anything about the UI or anything like that is 4 years old. So let me see. In the end, is a nice package through the learning portion of the application is problematic, similar to Cylance. There's a time where you will be addressing a high number of false positives and putting a lot of time into looking at each of these events. The sales team of Darktrace says that the product really shines after 2 to 3 months in your environment. Depending on your environment, this could be a really costly 3 months. I think that's pretty much the same for most any application that is in a learning mode in your environment. I could be wrong. But an IDS or an IPS or a network IDS or something like that is going to have to learn what is normal in your environment. Now, obviously, not to go too into security on this, but if you don't know what normal is, if somebody's already in your system and doing evil shit, you're going to train your IDS, IPS, or NIDS to go, hey, yeah, that shit going out to China is probably legit. Yeah, we'll go ahead and let that go. So you do have to, even if you know what normal looks like or what is normal, or it looks normal, you're still going to have to follow up on some of those items. At least that's my $1.95. So there are some answers here. I was a security analyst supporting customers' Darktrace. Honestly, it's actually a signature-based IDS, which company claims is signatureless. Darktrace uses a model to detect a network threat, but when you click into their model editor, it's actually just an IDS signature. They just rephrase the name as model. It's called Bro plus Maths. Okay. So read through some of this. It seems like there's some legitimate people in there talking who probably didn't pay for it. 6 months, we're still in getting alerted about Mandy and finance opening an Excel spreadsheet from the finance director on the file server at 10:43 a.m. And I still don't know what the colors mean on the gamer interface. I don't know how. So Super Lolly, I'm not wanting to speak ill of Darktrace. They don't have anything to do with the show or the stream or what have you. But I would imagine their AI has to be trained, but it does require people, in this case, customers, to do so. So, yes, if they're using AI, it hopefully has gotten better in the last 4 years. Without saying yes or no, if you are looking to bring in Darktrace as a vendor, there might be some legitimate questions you need to ask them about some of the things in this chat. Yeah. Yeah, you might ask on the Slack, on the Discord or the Slack, if anybody's had any issues. There might be some more Darktrace reviews on this rsysadmin that are a little newer. But yeah, so there's, I don't know what Capterra is specifically. Yeah, so. And of course, everybody's in Gartner. They must have spent a shit ton of money to go talk at Gartner 2022. I want to say you had to pay to go to the Gartner conference to speak about your stuff. But the fact that you spoke there is well worth the money that they paid for it. Just, in terms of, free advertising and that you were seen at Gartner's conference. Excuse me. Pros and cons of Darktrace 2022. Looks like the same site we just clicked on. Sometimes excessive blocks, IP and user tracking when it's coming from different. It's a net. They say it's a negative here. Yeah, the one thing I'd love to see more InfoSec people do is talking about their experiences with things with vendors. Yeah, super. If you're looking to maybe if they're a finalist or your company's like, yes, I think we should buy this. It's probably too late, but some of these folks have actually put their names out here. So this person, Antonio Rodriguez or Fabio Silvia, there's sites out there like this if you want to get the skinny, I guess, on these systems. 45 user ratings. This is like the Glassdoor of vendors, right? So UIs change, excessive blocks, dashboard not intuitive for rookie users, lack of a community forum. This was from February of this year. From time to time, an email would appear in your inbox. Within 5 to 10 seconds, the email would be removed. Sometimes you click on it if you're reading emails. Other times it would appear in your notifications, and when you look for it, it was gone. Makes you question your sanity. This problem's never been fixed. If you don't get onto it quick enough, the system deletes these actions every month. No trace can be found. All right. Well, so John King from the John King Building Group, who's in construction, has apparently not had a good experience with them. So here's a good site. I am not saying yes or no on them. So looks like there's some real good information here. If you're evaluating them as a vendor, you could ask the questions about some of these things. Some of these are fairly old, so just keep that in mind. This one's 2 years old. Yeah. So, but we didn't do complete security, which is nice. I was hoping to do more non-security related items in our stream here. So if you missed the unboxing of the card game that I got from Kickstarter, you can take a look at that. I'm getting like frame lag. I wonder why that is. Let me turn off the preview just for a second. I have a big, nice, fat card, and I'm at 58 frames per second, which I'm sure none of you notice, but I do because I'm awful at that. So, but yeah, just take a look at those. Like I said, these are often potentially fake. I don't see somebody here who's actually given their name, so this could be verified user, for instance. So it could be one of any number of things. They gave a 10 out of 10, but they didn't have any real information here. Oh, well, there you go. There's some additional information. We just had an ROI during the POC. That sounds like bullshit. So this sounds like garbage. Return on investment just before the POC. Darktrace helped us identify a ransomware attack, and we stopped it before it happened. Yeah, Super Lolly, just take some of that with a grain of salt. There's going to be some legitimate folks in here who are going to be posting some stuff up. If anything, it would help. You can ask specific questions about some of these items, especially if those are things that your company needs to worry about. If they're interested in a Darktrace type of, technology. I don't think enough companies ask what it is they're hoping to get out of it. Kim Sex says, trust the 1 and 2 star reviews more than the 4 or 5. Yeah. There's some legitimate people who actually, so the one thing I had learned the hard way was, yes, a solution worked at your old company. That doesn't necessarily mean when you move to, then you get competitors seeding bad reviews. Exactly. It's like a Yelp, right? The movement of from one company to another. Oh yeah, this solution worked at my old company. Well, it may not work at this company. I've kind of learned that the hard way, where solutions like that don't often work, and often are to the detriment of your new company. So just something to think about when you're looking at these things. But yeah. So I'm trying to get a podcast out, just because I feel like I'm neglecting the podcast audio folk, who arguably are more than our streamers here. I did send out, so those of you who were watching the stream last time, Kimisek says, true, but in my experience, paid 5-star reviews are much more frequent than the competitors buying 1-star reviews. Yeah, Kimisek, that was like this one here. It's like, oh, verified user, engineer in information technology, 10 out of 10, but it's like, oh, they've still got issues to improve, or customer support portal. I mean, I can never give something a 10 out of 10, because there's always something they could do better. But like Lady P said, bad reviews, people getting paid, kickbacks. Hey, put on this site that we did this, or what have you. But yeah, just, aggregate negatives, aggregate positives. If you're looking for something to help you with malicious websites, potentially, it'll help you with that potential, okay job analyzing, collecting data, spanned mirror. So you're going to find out, about some of its capabilities, like it will do a spanned or mirrored port. It will segment traffic into networks. It will identify devices by type, so you can get some idea as to the, capabilities of the device or the system at the time. So really poor time identifying devices and what the device purpose was. Simple Nmap scan did a better job. Problem is they expect you to fine-tune the results, which is exactly what you would expect. But on day one, found 2,000 servers when you only have 112. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a problem. So yeah, those are all good things to find out about. So looking forward to Friday. After, let me see. Yeah, so the 14th. The 14th, our class, 14/28. Yeah. So this Friday, if everything goes to plan. Now, you know what? I'm not going to say anything, because I've had to backtrack on things at that point. I'll have a short Friday meeting next week on Thursday and Friday. Friday the 21st, I'll probably be in a hotel room in San Diego doing some streaming. And then, yeah, we'll do some stuff for the end of the month. So that's pretty cool. Let me see what we have in the way of online folk. So, anything else anybody wants to talk about before we go? Okay. I've heard of them, Darktrace, Superlolly. I just, we don't have them in our environment. Actually, we have probably everything in our environment, but we try not to have everything in our environment. Okay. Twink. All right. Gonna go raid a friend of mine, Kira, please. She's pretty awesome. Hope you all have a good day. I'm going to go hang out with her a little bit too. And yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you on Friday. If you have anything, hit us up on our Discord, discord.gg/breaksec, and we'll hang out. Cool. Bye, everybody. Talk to you soon.